Hey, everybody. Okay, we are going live. We had a little bit of technical difficulty, but however, we did get on here. So I want to welcome Tyra, who I met, I believe, at one of Melissa's events. Correct, Tyra?
Yes.
Okay. So we are ending up our Chat and Chew series. And like they say, you always say the best for last. I don't want to say that because I don't want the ladies to get upset because I believe all of you ladies that was in this series did a phenomenal job. So I want to bring on Tara and just let her tell us a little bit about her organization, let us know a little bit about Unleash Your Fears, and also what it is that you're doing to motivate, generate income, and just survive during this COVID. So hello, Tara. Thank you for doing this for us.
Thank you so much, Felicia. I really appreciate the invitation and to be a part of this amazing group. So, as Felicia said, yay! As,
Well,
as Felicia
say yay,
said,
somebody say
I do have a business, but by day I'm actually a high school English teacher, and then by night and weekends I am a confidence coach for women. I'm a speaker, and I'm also the author of Born Fierce: How to Unleash the Confident Woman Within. So my business is called Unleash Your Fierce LLC, and I help women heal, evolve, and grow, so they can manifest the life, love, and business they desire and that they deserve. So during this COVID time, in the past couple of months, I've been able to unleash more into the business side. I've been able to unleash more of the business side. So I finally, after about 4 years, put all of these materials and things that I had together to release the business side of my business to help womenpreneurs who love empowering and influencing and impacting women. I often find that we love like posting inspirational quotes, but then when I have conversations, a lot of women share that they struggle with generating income. So I decided to combine that together and to create a new movement, which is called the Empowerment Boss Movement. So over this pandemic, I created my first virtual retreat weekend, which is very, very successful. Normally in my own group, I do challenges every month. And they kind of fall under one of those areas. I focus on relationships, self-confidence, business. And for now, I'm working on releasing a worthiness workshop for women. And we just got off the bandwagon of doing things with self-care, which is so needed right now because we are in the middle of a pandemic. And we have a lot of protests and things of that nature going on. And it is starting to take a toll on women emotionally, whether they're in business or not.
Yeah, I so agree. I'm also a part of your group. And I just love some of the inspirational things that you put in there and some of the things that you talk about. It's almost like you just hit the nail on the head. And one of the things, I think it was today I was looking at, you were saying something about being sensitive. And it's so funny that you said that because I'm the same way. And I pick up on those things. And this week, and it didn't dawn on me until you said something, because I was like, why do I have this heaviness this week? Why am I feeling some kind of way? Why can't I sleep? Why I'm so restless? What's going on? And I'm coming from a medical background. I'm so conscious of protecting your mental health. And I'm like, when I heard you today, I was like, ding, 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 ding.
Yeah. So exactly. So I know I'm highly sensitive. So I'm not just sensitive. I'm highly sensitive. Hey, Paige. And then I'm also what we call an empath. So I do kind of pick up on other people's energy. So if the world is crazy and out of sorts, that does impact us and how we function. Like you said, and you get restless, you can't sleep. Like the other day, I think it was Saturday, I just had a headache and I was like, why? There's nothing wrong. I'm not anxious about any, like, what is going on? But Saturday was very intense in our area where we live. So I was like, I could feel it more. But then that can go and leak into the other areas of your life, which we don't want. So that's why I like supporting women and giving them encouragement to navigate that because they don't always have that support.
Yeah. And it's so funny because you had mentioned water. And I always tell people water is my happy place because it is there that I'm settled. I can meditate. All is right with the world. And I never knew that. I kind of knew it But you just put everything into perspective, you know?
Oh, I didn't even know that. Yes, because water is one of the 4 elements, right? We got water, fire, air. What I forget? Oh, earth.
Right,
Earth is the element.
water.
Water is purifying, right? That's why we love going to the beach. We take showers, we feel better. We take baths, right? Those things, they help us to
they do.
Get centered. Yes.
Yes, they do. So tell us about this virtual event that's coming up. I want to hear about it.
Okay, so my virtual event that's coming up is called Unleash Your Worth Workshop. And the purpose of it is because when I did my self-care challenge, I didn't realize how many of the women who went through, they messaged me privately, they emailed me, or when I would see their assignments over and over again, I would see unworthiness. I would say, like, I'm not smart enough, skinny enough, qualified enough. Like the list would, and I was just like, oh, okay. So it was obvious that I need to pivot, because I actually was going to do something else. But I decided to pivot and create something new because I saw that was a need, and I hadn't necessarily taught on that subject in the last couple of years because I put my focus in a couple of other areas. So I decided to teach like an intensive workshop, and I say it's intensive because it is supposed to be live. Some women are now saying that they feel that heaviness, like you just said, that restlessness. So I have asked, is it possible to maybe change it to next weekend and give people some more time to process, which I totally understand because there is a lot happening in the world at the moment. But we're going to focus on our need to people please. We're going to focus on the fact that we do feel like we're not enough, that we feel like there's something lacking. We tend to go to this limited mindset. And the other thing that always blows my mind is how many of us feel like we don't deserve. So I don't deserve to get paid that much. I don't deserve that type of love. I don't deserve, right? So, and a lot of these things we picked up on when we were little girls. And it kind of carries with us, but then it impacts our businesses. It impacts our relationships, our marriages, our what we do at work, whether we get a promotion or not, because we won't go after it. But guys, statistically and research wise, they will go after stuff that they're not even really qualified for. But that's just because they feel like they can. So that's why we need more support when it comes to confidence. And I want to take that time during the workshop in a safe space that is judgment free to allow people to share, about their own experiences, but then so I can give them some tools and techniques for them to be able to navigate that moving forward.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I'm done. I was going to say it will keep us stuck, as we all already know. Everybody, men, women, everybody's impacted by it.
Yes, exactly. Why do you think we, as women, do you think that society has conditioned us to feel that way?
Yeah. So I just went live, Yes, I just went live. So I have 2 Facebook groups. I have my Empowerment Boss group, and then I have my primary group, which is the Unleash Your Fear Squad. So a couple of nights ago, I went live, and I did a live on how we measure our worth, right? And I gave them 4 different rulers, if you will. I wish I had a ruler like to show you. And the first ruler is society's ruler. The second ruler is our family's ruler. So they have their expectations, like you got to go to college and you got to get married and you got to live here and do this. The third one is our education system, because it does train you in a certain way. And that way doesn't always, especially for women, doesn't always translate, because the girls normally do pretty well at school and they like to be the leaders and things like that. That doesn't always translate in our relationships, though. So then we get conflicting things there. And then number 4 is social media / friends. That's another way we're scrolling. Oh, she made that much during COVID. Oh, she did this. Oh, she did that. But I feel like I'm not far ahead enough. I feel like I'm behind. I feel like I'm lacking. I feel like something's wrong with me because I'm professional and I'm single, but why am I single, but I'm professional, right? I worked with a doctor a couple years ago, and she was maybe in her 50s, and she just couldn't get, like, why am I here in one level, but then I'm here? Like, what's Tara, bridge the gap for me, right? So those are those 4 rulers that we normally, and the society one, that one is a biggie because as women, there's a trajectory we're supposed to follow. You're a baby, you go to high school, you go to college. If you don't find your husband at college, I don't know. And then by 30, what you supposed to have? You supposed to be married, have a kid, have all of these. And then if you do not have that, we internalize something's wrong with me. I'm not good enough. You know, we always turn it back to ourselves. It's like a natural, I don't know, it's a natural thing. I do it too. Okay.
Yeah.
We all do.
Yeah, we all do. It's funny you say that because
automatically think it's me. But right. Guess what? No, it's not. This society.
It's society. Right. And I used to feel so guilty because, you know, here I am. It was career first, making money first, family, married, last thing on the totem pole. So, you know, and my married friends is like, well, how come you're not married yet? You don't have any children yet? Well, what's wrong with you? And I'm like, well, what's wrong with me wanting to build a business? I know, right? It's like, why do we do that to ourselves?
Yeah, exactly, right? Because that's that ruler. and again, the further away you are from it, and then some people, when they do get it, they glamorize it. Right. Mm-hmm. They have to post all day. I'm married, like all day. Mm-hmm. And there's no balance, but that's because it's almost like that's what we're trained to think about. And I know I just turned 30 and it's annoying. Even my family are like, oh, when are you having a baby? Or, oh, we were just thinking this morning, is she ever going to have a kid? I don't want to hear that at the family, at the family dinner, but it's like, and I understand that you guys are thinking about that, but I have other goals. Like, the baby is going to come, but I'm not like, that is not. So look, here's the thing. I'm not using your ruler to measure up. If so, then I'm constantly going to think I'm not enough. Something's wrong with me. And I'm going to try to people please to try to fit in. And it's just not going to work.
Well, that's one thing I love about you. And that's one of the reasons why I wanted you to come on here, because when I spoke to you on the phone, first of all, I picked up on your energy and I knew you were a powerhouse. I just knew.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. And I'm not just saying that because you're on here, but there's just some people you just feel their energy. And yours was one of them. And I felt it coming through the phone. And it just felt like, I feel like I've known you for so long, Tara, for some reason.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I feel so comfortable. Yeah, I feel so comfortable with you. And I don't know why. And I'm not like that with a lot of people. But for some reason, I just feel like I've either met you before or our spirits connected. Something, because I'm very comfortable with you. And you're also very comfortable in your skin and what it is that you're doing. How would you, give us some advice of how, with everything that's going on, to keep our mental health protected?
That's a good one. Yeah. So to keep your mental health protected, I can come up with like 50 things. Okay.
Save that for the workshop. Save some of them for the workshop.
You're right. So the first thing I would say is to make sure that you are grounding yourself. So you know how you guys heard Felicia brought up water earlier. But grounding yourself is being connected to the earth. So making sure, and a lot of people have been doing this, but you want to make sure you keep doing this since people can go out now and resume in some ways. But you still need to have that time away from your partner, away from your children, away from Zoom, away from your desk, away from social media, where you're grounding and you're literally walking outside. And you're not just walking, but you're observing the sky and the trees and the flowers, right? So we all know the color purple, right? So I talk about this in my book. You know why it's called the color purple? Because towards the end, the character Shook Avery says, I think it pisses God off when you walk by a big field full of purple roses and you're not observing it. You're not taking in all of the vast beauty around you because you're so caught up in the protests and the pandemic and 20 people died today and this happened. Like you're so caught up in that. Right. So you got to remove yourself from that and ground yourself. And also, this might be a lot for some people, but literally not just walking in the grass, but take off your shoes. I know that's a lot. And literally put your feet in it. You can Google it too. There's research. And literally like you're grounding yourself, right? You literally, and then you can take and release the stress, the overwhelm, the anxiety, all the intensity, let it go. The second thing, like Felicia said, you can get by that water. And if you can't get to the beach, I need to go to the beach. But if y'all can't get to the beach, go to like a lake. Use your showers. Use I teach my clients detox baths. And then you imagine that all of that stress and that work, especially if you're sensitive, especially if you absorb other people's emotions a lot, you got to release literally like every day. or you'll be walking like, I feel heavy, or oh, my arm hurts. But really you're carrying that from somebody else you overheard of, or you saw all of that stuff on social media like all day. It seeps into that unconscious mind. It seeps into you. So ground yourself, get around some water, do something where you can talk out your feelings and emotions. So if maybe you're in therapy, I highly suggest, I'm being trained now as a therapist, so of course I'm gonna encourage other people to do that. But that's because I'm reading all of the research and the science behind just how talking to, like, just how we're talking. If I could talk about how I'm feeling, your brain is paying attention, right? There's science that actually backs it up, that it's effective and it works. When can I get away from my city? Oh, when I can get away, I think clearly. Exactly. You got to pull away. So being able to talk, express, and if you don't like that, my favorite thing is writing. I love to journal. I know everybody doesn't, but I like to get it all out, because the energy right now is going to be intense for the rest of this month. Maybe a little bit further into the summer. So you gotta have some type of self-care practices. So again, ground yourself, get the water. Get near the water. Speak it out to somebody that you trust. If you can't go with a licensed mental health professional, then do a trusted friend, or write it out, because you're going to want to remember this anyway in 10, 15, 20 years. Well, where were you at in 2020? You're going to want to remember anyway. So write it down.
That's so true. It's funny you said that, because my sister-in-law called me today and she wanted to know how I was doing. And I said to her, I'm doing okay. I was being honest. I said, I'm doing okay. I said, what's helping me is that I'm writing it. I'm writing it down. I'm getting it out of me. So if you see, I said, normally I have gotten by now on my private page and done a Facebook Live, but I can't bring myself to do that yet, because I'm still not, I still feel anger, and I don't want that to come across when I'm talking. So I post, and through my post, I get it out of me. Because if I don't get it out of me, of course, here comes the elements, and here comes the illnesses and everything like that. So I'm glad that you said and it's okay to see a therapist or see someone who you can talk those feelings out with. I like that.
Yes, it is. And I actually signed up today for my a part of my program for me to get trained is that they want us to, because self-care is a big part of it, because we sit and we listen to everyone else. So we're basically required. So I called today. I filled out. They were like, do you want a Christian counselor? Do you want this? Do you want that? So we're going to see how it's going to go. It's like, I'm actually kind of like excited about it. I don't know why. But it is important to get that support and be able to talk to somebody who's non-biased, who's not judging, and somebody who's trained and how to help you get those feelings out and make sense of those things that you can't always do. Like with your partner, you can't talk to your partner about your partner, right? So you might need to go and share some things. You might need to go share it with someone else that's not going to come back later and use that against you, or I don't know. You know how people are.
Right. And I understand what you're saying. You got to be careful who you share information with, and especially when you're in a space where you can be swayed either way. And, I remember when I was in nursing school and I did my psychology rotation over at Jefferson, and just sitting and talking to people and just listening, you'd be surprised how the little things they drop, you'll be like, oh, well, wait a minute. It'll have you thinking when you leave there, am I depressive? Am I a manic depressive? Am I schizophrenic? Because now you picked up that, even though, it's not you, but you would pick that up. So now you start to pick that you. But we were talking about you doing a workshop for PWNC, which I'm very excited about. The only thing is, we don't know what we want you to do yet. I like that concept of the mindset. And let me be honest with you. I'm not in a space yet where I can sit down and start putting a schedule together yet.
Okay.
And I'm giving myself that space to say it's okay. It's okay.
It is okay.
And everything needs to be done today. You know what I'm saying? So, so what do you have coming up besides your virtual? I know you do. Now, you said you did some, backing up a little bit, some exercises in your group. What types of exercises are you doing with the ladies? I don't
So
want to know your secrets, but some of your secrets.
so in the group, so typically every month I run a free 5-day challenge. So last month was the Fill Your Cup challenge. This week, yeah, so that was the one that was all about self-care. This month, I had a plan, but based on everything happening in the world, I've been kind of shifting and tweaking a little bit. So I'm actually still trying to figure out what my actual focus is going to be. However, I do want to host this summer another Empowerment Boss Retreat weekend for womenpreneurs. That's going to focus on, a lot of women have come to me and said that they're still struggling to find their tribe, to get the right customers to come. I agree. Don't apologize for taking time. I saw that pop up. So that's one of the biggest things they're struggling with. And then a lot of women in my community are also interested in becoming speakers as well. So that is something that I would like to focus my time and attention on as well. So I haven't, like you, I'm giving myself time to kind of figure that out. And plus, I'm back in graduate school so that I can become a licensed mental health professional. So that also takes up a lot of my time. So I think I'm also still adjusting to, because I'm teaching, I'm running my business. Now I've added school in as well. And I added the Empowerment Boss element. So that's a lot of different elements. So I think I need to restructure.
Right.
As you know, and I don't know how these protests going to go. So I need to restructure and focus, because I do like to have my content be relevant, what I'm doing to be relevant. So I might need to switch my original challenge and all of that. So I'm not going to announce it here just yet.
Okay.
I'll let you know.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's what we have to do as women. And especially since I think Melissa and I was talking about that yesterday, how you had to switch it over. Because now you have the event, you have the venue, and boom, here comes COVID. Now what am I going to do? Now what am I going to do? So how have you shifted your business from now? Were you doing like different events at venues, or were you doing most of your stuff online?
So fortunately for me, most of what I do, thank you, Paige. And thank you, Paige, for coming to the weekend. So fortunately for me, I already have most of my business online since I teach full time. So I'm in person with them all day. So I had set up that everything for my business is running through social media, or if people are even taking my courses, most of the time they would be self-paced, because while I'm in the classroom, you could be taking your course. So I had to kind of adjust in that way. Now, I didn't come up with the retreat weekend prior to COVID, but I saw the opportunity. And at first I was like, should I do it? I don't know. And then I'm glad that I took the leap and I did it, because it was divine. You just had to be there for the sessions on branding, on marketing, on how to monetize, how do you price yourself properly, how do you market your products and services, and get people excited to work with you and to pay you over and over again, not just one time, but over and over again. And then we ended the weekend where I taught the ladies how they can create their own online course. But part of it, we also did a happy hour, a virtual networking happy hour. And that probably was the highlight. I think I might have cried after it was over, just because you could just feel the energy. Everybody that was there, I can't even explain. I can't even explain it. It's like you had to be there. And I got a lot of great feedback about that. You can have it all. Just have a time. Yes, I agree. Having a time management plan. I
think that's my biggest thing right now. Having time management. You know, trying to, even though you're home, trying to figure it all out and try to do it all.
I totally agree. That's one of the beauties of having the retreat over the weekend, because I was like, you know what, I can take a weekend and push all of this stuff out, because I created a lot just for that. Because each session was at least 2 hours.
Wow.
One of them was 2 hours plus. So I pushed out a lot of content and a lot of energy, but that's because I know during the other days I have schoolwork. I have other things that I have to do. So it worked out. So that was probably one of my biggest successes during the pandemic, was pushing myself out of my comfort zone and put myself out there and like, look, we're doing this weekend. Y'all either in or y'all not, but we doing it. And I want to do it again because the energy was phenomenal.
Now, the question I wanted to ask you was, with the women, you said you have two groups. So is one a mastermind group and then the other one's just a regular group? Is that what it is?
So as of now, yeah, it's a regular group. And the second one, thank you. The second one, it's called Empowerment Boss Mastermind Group, actually. Mm-hmm. So yeah, so it is, and I'm still kind of testing stuff out and I'm kind of tweaking stuff since it is new. But the beauty of it is I get to use all of the things that I know and I teach others, and I get to play it out. So I feel like for me, that makes me an even better like mentor to other womenpreneurs, because I know the emotions and feelings you have, because I already have something amazing that's already up and running, and I'm creating something new. And there's different feelings and emotions that come when you're in those new stages and you are generating people to join your group or to join your program. It's a different energy. So I feel like because I'm kind of freshly in it, I'm able to like, I know exactly how you're feeling right now. Like me being like a little afraid, like, oh, should I push this weekend out? That's exactly how my client is feeling. But if I do stuff with my regular business, I already know how to run challenges very, like I could do it with my eyes closed. It's so easy for me to do, but I'm challenging myself to grow, to get out of my comfort zone, to go to my next level, and to keep moving in a new direction. So whenever you're doing that, it's always going to mess with your confidence.
Yes, it is. Yeah. I can't even imagine you're talking about comfort zone, because I know when I'm in your group, I'm listening to you and watching you do your lives, and you're so comfortable doing them.
Ooh,
sitting there and
look at my first lives then. Don't go back to like 2016. I almost passed out when I was on Periscope. I don't know if y'all remember Periscope.
Yeah.
I was like sweating and like, but now it's nothing.
Yeah, I know, because you
gotta start to get comfortable.
Right. I remember I had some of the ladies in my group. They were like, Felicia, when you need to do some more lives in your group. I'm like, listen, I have a TV platform once a week that I'm a half an hour in front of the camera. And I said, and when you're done, you don't feel like talking anymore. And then I only get in the group like if I feel that is really something significant that I need to speak to the ladies about. I know some of the groups that I used to be in, you know, you would have people get on every day or every week, and they're sitting there and they're really talking about nothing. And I'm like, okay, why am I here? So, you know, a couple of those groups I had to take myself out of. But yeah, unfortunately, you know, but hey, that's why it's peanut butter and jelly. Everybody has their own, you know, their own thing. So Tara, do you work by yourself? How long your organization's been in existence?
I do. So I am a solopreneur. I do primarily work by myself. I do have a social media manager, but most people don't know that. But she's awesome. She's located in Mississippi, actually. Okay. And she's a teacher as well. So she started out as a client, and then I asked for interns. I originally started with like college students, but they couldn't keep up. So, but she could. I asked her to, you know, take a look, go through my brand, see, test out a couple things. Let me see what you could do. And she was awesome. So she's still with me. I think this is probably like year 4. Okay. So a lot of people are like, you're always posting. I am. A lot of most of it is me, but she also helps in a really big way as well. But besides that, it's really me doing everything.
Yeah. Well, that's what I had to learn. I had to learn, especially starting this, because I think I told you the organization's only 2 years and 3 or 4 months. I had to get into that frame of mind that I can't do it all. I can't do it all.
Exactly.
And I think that's one of the traps we fall into.
It is. And because I think I'm the leader, that's definitely a trap that I fell into. But I think as I continue to grow, I'm going to hire other people and have other people to come on.
Yeah, and it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. You know, I mean, because then it frees you up to do what you want to do, which is build your business, which is important. So that other stuff that you can delegate, that's what you delegate. And I had to learn that, and I'm still learning that. But we get in that space when we're perfectionists, that no one can do this better than me, because in my mind, I know what I want, but trying to
explain it, but you gotta explain it, like
yes.
Right. And that's why I like my social media manager, because we did one training like a couple years ago. I told her, went through all the visual branding, my mission, all of that. Just not all at once. So And she gets me. I'll see something, I'll be like, oh my God, I thought I posted that. But that's because she gets me. Mm-hmm. She's able to go through, my blog posts, my emails, and she just really captures me. And so I appreciate it. Because if I'm not feeling like I want to go and create stuff, she done already created everything. So it does help. It does help.
Yeah, and I know that's great because I have someone like that too. She's a millennial. And in the beginning, it was like, okay, you'll start to learn how, because I do I can do Canva, I can do my own post, I can do all of that. Okay, that's what we do. We do everything. And I was like, okay, once you start learning what I do, how I think, we'll be fine. So she started doing that. So she'll start it and I'll end it. So we kind of like complement each other. So it works out pretty good. So we're going to be wrapping up soon. I think we have like about 3 minutes. So, okay. Do you have any advice that you would like to give the ladies in the group to keep them inspired, to keep them motivated? Do what you do. You know what you do.
So I do have some advice. The first thing that I would say is that even though there's a lot happening in the world right now, I always share this because I have my own coaches, just so y'all know. So I like to mentor because I have a lot of fabulous mentors myself. So my coach, Shannon, always informs me that a wise woman knows the season that she's in. So, and that's good for me because I like to do it all, have it all, do the most. Okay. Mm-hmm. So, and then when it comes to your personal life, when it comes to your business and time management, and again, because there's a pandemic, the protests and all that. So as a wise woman, know what season that you're in, and that should help to guide, maybe this is your season to put a lot of effort into your marriage, but maybe not as much into your business. Like you have to figure out what season you're in and how that's going to work for you. The second thing I would say is you have to believe in yourself, right? Like I mentioned earlier, I was scared to push out my weekend because I'm like, can I do this? Am I qualified? The imposter likes to show up, and I have to say, you can sit down because I want to do this, right? And once you make the choice to do it, you got to keep going. So, and building confidence is you taking action, right? Confidence is like a brick wall, and you build it up. Boom, boom, boom. So that means each action that you take, it builds it up. And then eventually you have that wall up. So when you do get triggered or you get like, I was like, oh, I don't know. I'm not going to stay in that place that long because I already got a wall built up. It might not be an instant, but I can get myself out of it after, out of 5 minutes, I can snap myself out of it. But some of us take 5 years and we still haven't launched that thing. We still haven't moved to the next level. And that's not good.
Yeah, right? I remember when I was talking to you, you said to me, you were like, Felicia, you need to own it. And I'm like, Tara, I'm getting there. I'm getting there.
Exactly, right? You got to own it. When I first started my business, that was kind of my focus. Even the original title of my book has something to do with like owning it. So that's absolutely true. You do have to own who you are, believe who you are, know what season that you're in. So you're in alignment and you're on the right path as you move forward. And that's it. I hope that you guys have enjoyed our time together. I had another one, but it slipped my mind. It was like,
don't worry about it. Hey, this is a
really good one. But I'm gonna stop there.
So let everyone know how they can get in contact with you, your contact information. And then when we're done, make sure you go in the group and let everybody know about your upcoming event for the weekend and all that good stuff there.
Awesome. So again, thank you, Felicia, for having me here. You guys can find me all over the internet. You can go to unleashyourfierce.com and download your free confidence ebook if you feel like you have trouble owning it. In fact, my book is called Own Your Fierce. So you might want to go grab that. I'm also on Facebook as my name. Oh, thank you. You can find me on YouTube. That's most people's favorites because you can see me on video. And I have my most popular is on like how to get a husband. And my other most popular video is on stopping comparison to other women. So for some reason, I get likes, comments daily, and I put those up like 4 years ago. So this is people must like. I don't know.
It's great content. That's why.
And I'm also on Instagram too at Unleash Fierce. So I'm all over. If you type my name in,
You'll come up. Well, like I said, I thank you. I appreciate you. I'm looking forward to us collaborating more. We'll figure out the workshop, what we're going to do with that. But I want to thank you. So, ladies, this ends our 6th series. You had some fabulous ladies that came. Yay!
Yay! And congratulations to you, Felicia, for organizing all of this for. Oh my goodness!
Whoa! I know. I heard that.
Did you hear that?
I heard that.
Oh, congratulations! See.
Well, I had a talk with the man upstairs. I was like, "Can you hold it off until Tara and I are done? Then you can do whatever it is you need to do." But I appreciate you. I appreciate you. And again, I thank you. I'm sending you virtual hugs.
Oh, thank you.
Yes. And I'm going to use some of that advice, and I'm going to look forward to being in your group and looking towards those fabulous videos that you put out to help me get through personally what I have to get through. Okay.
I love it. Thank you so much. And thank you for putting this together. It has been a fabulous week. Yeah. So, ladies, please make sure you're congratulating Felicia as well. I know she doesn't want it to be about her, but it is. So,
thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And I look forward to all that is to come.
Yes, absolutely. So you have a good night. Be safe. And don't forget to drop your information. Okay.
I will. I will. Right. Thank you.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.